What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Like Joique Bell's. He's lit today, folks. My name's Neal Ruhl. This guy over here is Joique Bell. Look at this guy. He's back. Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Fish is in the bowl. Flint's very own Art in the production booth, but D-Mac,
a little step.
Yeah, got to ask you.
Swings there in the last couple days,
and look at this, Joique. Now that like Wayne Gretzky and Barry Sanders and all the guys, look at they've got on their planes and they left town. And who's D-Mac stuck with, Joique? Who's he back with?
Artemis. Please, when they're talking about my good friends, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, and the GOAT, Barry Sanders.
He doesn't really know you like that. He just... what I heard was...
What did he say?
He said he doesn't know you like that.
Yeah, I heard it was a Make-A-Wish. You had your Make-A-Wish, and that was your wish.
No, you're confusing D-Mac with me.
You're mixing it up. It was Wayne Gretzky's Make-A-Wish right off to golf with Darren McCarty, but no. Monday...
Yeah, break it down, D-Mac. So
Monday,
take us through this.
Great outing, obviously. 21st annual Ted Lindsay... for autism at Detroit Golf Club. What a great time. And then the great one was in town. Right there, you like my little quote. My buddy Aaron, who knows nothing about hockey, thought that was funny when it's D-Mac, Wayne Gretzky, and the great one in that picture. So we're in town for him being an MGM ambassador, Dino Ciccarelli, Larry Murphy, actually, TJ Lang, our buddy, the Lions own, ended up winning the MGM Invitational. We took fourth. I ended up winning. Our team ended up winning the longest, straightest drive and finished fourth. So there it is at the golf course with me and Wayne, and everything's copacetic in the Great Ones world. He's heading to Toronto to shoot a TD commercial, but get excited. There's Bray.
Look at the video here.
And so here's the video.
All these heavy
at
hitters.
The par 3, and as there's Barry, and Barry's golf game's pretty good. Takes him a little bit to pull the trigger, but yeah. So Braylon, I just see all the boys out there.
You know what they say? You can't rush perfection.
That's what you know what, and when you're the GOAT. And it's very, his swing is very repeatable. And actually, he was hitting bullets. So we were out there. There's Dave Roseman doing the commentating, and anybody who knows former Tiger.
Light the candle.
Dave Roseman.
Look, he's got those hands forward.
Gretz says to Rosie, he goes, "Hey Rosie, what are you getting paid per word?" Because talks more than I am. So thanks, shout out to everybody at MGM and. Tony and Karen and all the great folks there and to the Ted Lindsay Foundation. What a great day. And you know what? I don't know about everybody else, but a little weather thing, because the last two rounds here, the weather has come in and it's felt like Florida, where the storms just blow in and out. One thing that they tell you when you move down to Florida is never judge your day around the weather. Sort of plan your day around the weather. So that's what it's been like a couple days here. A couple little thunderstorm delays, but we got the golf tournaments in. So I wanted to say thank you to T. Foss and you. Great show Monday. And then the boys yesterday getting back, holding it down. So but
we survived.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Good to have you back.
Energy on this Wednesday.
We're back in effect, though. Everyone that's jumping in on our YouTube chat thread that we have rolling, I know the hundreds of messages that just keep flowing through there. Feel free to get involved that way. Our Twitter handles, as you see on your screen right now. You can send us tweets as well. We get to those as the show rolls on. Got a big show lined up. Lots of stuff going on. We had some stuff that's popped off just a couple minutes ago regarding Jeff Okuda, the Detroit Lions, former Carolina Panthers great Steve Smith. He chimed in on where he thought the Lions organization was at. We'll get to that coming up in a few minutes. Lions, Monday Night Football next Monday against the Green Bay Packers. We will be out there here live for the Riff Rockin' Lions pregame show from 6 to 8 p.m. at O'Toole's in Royal Oak. The Jose Cuervo girls will be out there, so we'll have Jose Cuervo drink specials going on. I'll be out there. I'm going to make it rain cranberry juice for Art also. So all the cranberry juice you want, Art.
I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm ready.
As Ric Flair would say, all the cranberry juice you want is on the world champ.
Well, but unlike Ric Flair. I'm not a jet flying,
No.
alligator shoe wearing. I mean, I'm getting there. Right now, I'm at Skechers, so we're getting something.
Hey, wait,
give it.
what's wrong with Skechers?
There's nothing.
Hold on, where
nothing.
are they? There they are. Me and Matt Kuchar.
Yeah.
I got to hold on. I got to
And
get.
Tony Romo.
Well.
And Tony
You
Romo's
gotta-
wife.
There you go.
We all have
Flexibility.
our
I'm
Skechers
working
today.
on it.
We
I got
all-
them on. Trust me.
We're all rocking Skechers today.
We all rock.
No,
you ain't rocking
it's-
Skechers.
You're in like it.
Listen, Art. I think he did. That was a backhanded Skechers slap.
That's
No,
what
it
he.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
like Skechers.
No.
I like Skechers.
You like?
You
Skechers.
say that as
They
you're
are-
wearing.
they are
like,
comfortable.
No,
I'm
but he's
not
wearing.
gonna lie.
He's
And-
wearing
and-
Jordan ones today. Don't even act like,
they're-
oh, you're part of the
and
Sketcher
they're
gang.
American-made shoes. Why wouldn't I like Skechers?
Because you got Jordans on. You proved your alliance.
And New Balance too. Is a New Balance
New
American?
Balance makes a good running shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to see you in a pair of Skechers tomorrow, then, Joique.
I'll wear some New Balance.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know the
what's wrong with New
struggle,
Balance?
the Skechers struggle like we do. How dare you?
What are you talking about? New Balances are just as good of a shoe.
What? No. Skechers is a shoe of the people. New Balance is like when they start coming out with the color waves and everything like that. They're for fancy
That's
people.
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera's got
Yeah.
a New Balance deal.
Miguel Cabrera
Jack
ain't wearing no
Harlow.
Skechers.
Jack Harlow has a New Balance deal.
Yeah. So don't talk about Skechers is. Get out of here, Joey.
What's wrong? Nothing wrong with. I have nothing against Skechers.
You would okay?
I
Then
would
wear a
have-
pair of Skechers tomorrow. Then
I don't have any
See,
right
see,
now.
you don't even have.
I'm more
them.
like Cooch.
Because no,
Cooch
because
Skechers
I had
is
I had some good ones, and
Mm-hmm.
what happened was my nephew came over. He's in college, and he took my shoes.
He took your
He
Skechers.
took my Skechers. He liked them so much.
They took his shoes. They took his shoes.
George, there is a shoe store you could go to after the
Exactly.
show.
But
Thank
I
you.
have New Balances though. I have New Balances though. I'll wear them.
New Balances are on a different
What is it,
economic scale than
Mr. Adams?
Skechers. It's just a fact.
What is it?
Okay, New Balances are like up here. Skechers are they're the economy shoe.
What you? So if New Balance, where's Nike and like Adidas?
Nike and Adidas, that's past my
Matt
pay
Cooch
grade.
is
That's
sort of
like
the
I
economy
can't even
player.
see it up there.
Right?
You know
Right.
what's hilarious?
Right,
What shoes
yeah,
you have
right.
on right now?
Economics.
What shoes do I have on right now?
Yeah, what shoes do you have
I
on?
will show you the shoes that I have, and I've had them since last year because they last a year plus. They are my Vans. So there you go. Vans is like
I like
Oh,
Vans.
did you ride your
Oh,
skateboard
look at your
in?
nephew
into-
stole your
Dad,
shoes.
Neal
Art stole his wife's
Yeah.
shoes. That's awesome.
Okay.
Did you ride your skateboard into the studio
Listen,
today?
all that I'm saying is this: we got a whole sports show to talk about, non-Skechers stuff. But Joique, we will never see you in a pair of Skechers in the studio.
Yes, you
Guarantee
will.
it.
Real
Guarantee
quick,
it.
and we kind of let D-Mac off. D-Mac, what was the most memorable time you had at your golf outing?
Give me a
most
highlight. Give me a highlight, D-Mac.
You know, it's about the way that, like I said, it was a tight race. You know, coming down to the finish, and if you've played, it's about getting that emotion or whatever to be able to share it. So we needed to. If you played TPC, I actually stepped up and hit 5-iron into number 8, which is a par 3. It was playing about 180, and I hit it to about 15 feet. We didn't make the putt, but we needed to finish birdie. I ended up making a 15-footer on the second last hole, and our guy drained 30-footer to put us for 10. So it was Joy. You know what? The whole team contributed. Like it was like. If you would say 5 guys, 3 out of the 5 shots every time would be garbage. But 2 guys would hit something decent, and everybody.
That's the scramble life, man.
That's the
It was
scramble.
Yeah.
Neal. It
That's the
was
thing about
probably
You ham and egg around there.
talent-wise, right? One of the lower ranking teams, but you know how it goes in the scramble. You need 1
timing.
out of 5
timing,
to hit
man.
that shot. And what I like is when you play in the scramble. Or when you play in it, and the teams, it goes to show you they know their people really well because of the way that they were split up. There's 10 teams. The winner finished at 11. The last place is 5, but everybody's, 7 teams between 9 and 10.
Right.
So everybody had a chance.
So yeah, they were grouped up.
So I
pretty
made
evenly.
a putt, Joy. I made a putt on the 17th hole to keep us in contention. That it was one of those moments where I still have those moments where it's like you get that Jones, you get that, okay, here's the fire, here's the, everything, and it's embracing that moment. And what I say to everybody else is just what I'm told: routine. What you put in to get out. So if you're in golf, your routine is your friend. So if it's your putt, you're nervous, you got to make this little one, you got to stick to whatever that routine is. The more your pre-shot routine, the more your pre-putting routine, whatever it is, whatever you do, you got to figure that out. It'll help you under the biggest pressure situation.
Now you were golfing with some legends. Did they drop any gems on you? Just regular gems, that gems like Art. He always has these quotes that he says around here.
Like, welcome to hell, I'm your captain.
Yeah, welcome to hell, I'm your captain. Don't be better, not bitter. He has
let's be great today.
Let's be great today. And so, was there any gems they threw on you that was more, I guess, in depth than those lame remarks that Art gives us around here?
Absolutely. Art's the most influential, positive person that we've further inspired and stuff. Put it this way, all the stuff that the guys talk about has nothing to do with golf. So, and I'll tell you a quick story, because the best part, and I guess where sometimes I don't really realize, and you try to appreciate it as much, but for me growing up, in being born in 72, being a Dead Wings fan, I had the second team, which was Edmonton Oilers. And Wayne Gretzky is my GOAT, right? My GOAT out of any sport, everything. And to watch him interact with people, and the thing about Wayne Gretzky, he's an elephant. Not only in hockey plays that he's played, he'll remember things when he played Pee Wee, but also, too, moments off the ice, and to hear him say, every time you see him and go, remember this time like 30 years ago or whatever. And I have the luxury because I played junior with his brother and stuff like that. But just the fact that, and he not only gives that to whether he's talking to me or Dino or anybody, but to Joe Schmo. You'll love this story. Friday night or Monday night, we got the reception party, and go upstairs, and there I see Eddie Mio and Dino, and there's Wayne Gretzky. So I go to say hi, and there's this other guy sitting with him. I don't know if it was a security guard or if it was somebody like a buddy. No, Gretz met him in the elevator on the way down and invited him to have a drink with him because he's in the golf tournament. So it's just a guy that he met from wherever else, but Wayne was sitting there having a drink with him and invite everybody over. But that's just when your goats are that great off the ice too, it inspires you to be better. So I'm grateful that the guy I see as the greatest of all time on and off the ice is just purely great. And the great one, as great as his career was, he's even greater off the ice.
But yeah, Joique, but that time's over for him now, and look who he's back with now. Like, Wayne's got on his plane, and he's left town, and here's his real friends.
I didn't bring him by to sign your jersey.
You're right.
You are not. He said next time.
No, he's got me next time? All right.
Well, he said he couldn't make it into the heart of Bloomfield Hills and get through your security guard and get up your driveway.
Well, Washington Township.
Well, that's even more land, Art.
There is a roundabout in my sub. I will say that. Yeah. It's big time over there.
There's a canal that's need to be replaced in mine for 14 years. It's called the canal.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah, don't drink the water.
No, but we are off and running here. It is Big D Energy. Some of the comments on here. Everyone's coming out of the gates early. It's funny. There's a lot of love for New Balance out there. Detroit Batter says New Balance. New Balance is a different tier than Skechers for sure.
Let me say this just to be clear, in case New Balance is watching. I will totally take an endorsement. 2, I love New Balance. I'm just saying they're a more expensive shoe than the Skechers. The Skechers is for the streets, the real streets. The Nikes and New Balances, that's for rich people.
The streets of Holly.
Yeah, the streets of Holly.
Miller Road, stand up.
Like the telephone poles, there's Skechers everywhere. Everywhere in Holly. It's rough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mike G says, forget about hanging out with Gretzky. D-Mac gets to hang out with Flint Town's very own Art.
Absolutely.
So there is true
there.
there.
Making my day greater by the minute. Can we speed the clock up?
Chuck says, so the Hollywood LA image that I had of Gretzky's been blown to hell. Neat.
No, he's still got it all.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
It depends on where he's sitting,
but
right?
He's got it all. But you know what? The one thing is that we can all be sure of, right, is that now you only have 17 weeks left, right? because we got 1 week in the book, and the NFL does week 1. But if you are like me, mybookie.ag is the place for you to be. Yes, our great studio sponsor is back. A winning season returns at mybookie.ag. Listen, college football, they even got baseball. Hockey's going to start, but the NFL locks of the season, over 500 contest prizes at mybookie.com. If you aren't on this great site, please, now is your chance. Go to mybookie.ag, put in the code word Woodward, bang, 100% deposit bonus. Put in 100, get 100. Put in 500, get 500. That'll be 1,000 to play with, to bet on whatever you want. Neal mentioned we got the Lions Monday night in Green Bay. OMG, do you put it on which side? We also got Neal's Saturday get you right special.
2-0.
But whatever you do, mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Gambling problem, call the National
2-0.
Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700. Big D Energy, Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. Neal's 2-0 on his weekend bets. Tell him MyBookie sent you. We'll be right back. Woodward Sports Network.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
They're worried about
Welcome back. Big D Energy right here at the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. Happy to have everybody along for the ride here today. But there has been a lot of news, a lot of Detroit Lions news. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but Steve Smith spoke to Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press. And Dave Burkett had the story out there originally. And essentially, Steve Smith had some interesting things to say about the whole Jeff Okuda situation. And the most interesting thing, in my mind, that Steve Smith had to say was, Jeff Okuda can't cover people man-to-man. Why in the hell are the Detroit Lions putting that guy in man-to-man coverage? They need to protect him the same way they need to protect a quarterback, because we all know if the way the coach was talking to him, if Jeff would have responded in a way that the coach was, they'd be suspending him and saying that the player is detrimental. So I think we need to start holding coaches accountable and start calling some of those coaches out to show that you can't expect us players to be a certain way and then the coaches not be that kind of way. And Smith also went on to say that he questions the culture in Detroit. Has it changed? Nah, it hasn't changed. And probably after this article, Coach is going to say that I'd love to have Steve come and observe. Bro, I don't need to observe. That's who you are. The same thing a player gets. I'm throwing it and flipping it and giving it to the coaches. If that was a player, he did that. He don't get a second chance, and you and I both know that's true. And he went on further to say, and this is kind of in summation, that a guy like Jeff Okuda should have been more protected. And not only in terms of playing time, but the way he's talked to and things like that. And Joique, obviously everyone in this room is going to defer to you because you talked about this yesterday. What we're focusing on, and I don't want to get it.
So what else he's saying that about consoling a defensive player like you would a quarterback? Did he say something like that?
Something along those lines, exactly.
So, it's funny he was talking because. And I tell you this, you only can see what the media puts out there. So Steve Smith is only going off of what he sees on TV. So he sees a coach saying, do your job, because he's holding him accountable. Like he's not cussing him out, but when he starts to play better, you see right here, he's consoling him. And this is after that because he started playing better, and now he's telling his player, that's what I expect from you. That's good work. That's a good job. He might have blew a coverage, and that's why he got onto him. But he didn't disrespect him. He didn't call him out of his name. He didn't degrade him as a man. He told him to do his job repeatedly over and over again. Now,
because it's obvious he wasn't doing his job.
It's obvious he wasn't doing his job on what he coached him. And so when he went back out and started playing better, can you play that clip again real quick? Because the media is not showing this clip. They're only showing him getting after Okuda. They're only showing this part. This is the only thing they're showing, right? but they're not showing. Like when she got on him right here, he came back, started playing better. He went back over there. They have that type of relationship. He doesn't know the type of relationship they have inside that locker room, inside that meeting room, the type of respect that Okuda might have for him. They don't know that, right? And so me watching that, and I actually saw it during the game, and I said, that's a good coach. That's a good coach to me right there. Get on him, hold him accountable, but also when he does well, pull him to the side and say, that's what I expect from you. That's what I see in practice. I just wanted to transfer to the field on game day. And you're doing that now. And so, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about when he said console him like you would a quarterback. No, because our quarterbacks are held accountable here as well. Jim Carver, one of the greatest coaches I've ever played for, held Matthew Stafford to a standard. I remember a game we had, and Stafford wasn't playing his best game. He went back out the second half, and during halftime, he told Stafford, listen, if you throw one more pick, I'm going to bench you. He sat there in front of the whole team. We went on the second half, and Stafford threw another pick. He went through his reads, made all the proper reads, and threw it to his target. It just happened to get picked off, but Coach Caldwell was firm on what he said in the locker room, and he benched Matthew Stafford and put in Dan Orlovsky, and he finished off the game. And this is football. This is not I'm your friend, right? And we're going to get into it later where we talk about is this real with Carmelo Anthony when we talked about is there real loyalty in sports, and we'll get into it. But the loyalty
my question is, and this is the whole thing. Like, and I understand Steve Smith and volatile, great, hardworking receiver, everything like that. But here's the thing, right? Isn't Okuda being third overall, and he's saying he can't play man to man? He can't. Isn't that what the Lions are trying to find out, if Okuda can do what he was drafted to do? And to me, that's just hard coaching. When I saw this live, I don't like a player talking back to a coach on the field, right? I don't care if you got to eat guff. You can go behind and, you know what, take it into the tent or whatever and have it out behind. You can get in a coach's or mostly assistant coach's face and have an FU contest. Right? That's allowed, but not in front of the camera. That's where the fact that I had the problem with the Okuda talking back, saying when he's saying do your jobs because he's not listening. And maybe that's part of the process where sometimes when there's expectations that or when you've come from a situation where things have been easier and you've been more of a star guy, that you always think that if it's been in the past that, okay, I'll do it the coach's way, but my way might be a little bit better, or I try to overthink the system. This is the NFL. Hey, you don't need to. These are coaches that have been there. You have what we call guideline players. Then you have players you give the green light to. Right. He's got to be he's a guideline. He should be guideline all day, right? Yeah, until he earns green light. Until he earns it, right? Until he earns it. So, for instance, when I say green light is, Eddie Reed running a certain coverage and then blowing that coverage to kind of to bait Peyton Manning for 5 weeks down the road. Ed Reed has that green light to be able to do that, right? He knows when to do it, and the coaches trust him to do it, right? Okuda doesn't have that.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets tend to give you that.
Well, and in that point, Ed Reed, when you're talking about, or a guy of his pedigree, right, when the coach, if he has something to say, right, where he going to say it back, it's not going to get into a bark. He's going to say, Coach, we need to talk to this in private or something, right? And it takes it like a man-to-man, but it's also part of having that green light.
Yeah, I would say this. I know players who've been in meeting rooms and the coaches said something about a particular position, but he didn't call out a name, but the team knows what they're talking about. And when the meeting was over, that player, very, very gently walked up to his office and flipped his desk over. All right, and flipped over the head coach's desk and told him to go to hell and walked out the office. Now, he wasn't cut. But if he must have been
a good player then.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he played 14.
But sometimes you're looking for that reaction from your top guy that you're not doing that. Yeah. Show me some emotion. If you're, there's different ways of motivation.
Right, and there's certain ways you talk to certain players.
Absolutely.
Right? Some players deserve a. I believe in you treat everyone with respect, but some guys just happen to get a little bit more. I ain't gonna say more respect, but you take their word more. You have more value to their words because they've been around a little bit longer and they understand. Absolutely. And any guy who plays in the league for 10 plus years, Coach Jim Schwartz never made them do a conditioning test. because he had the utmost respect for those guys. You guys don't have to do conditioning tests. You guys played 10 years in this league. I trust you guys to be pros and do what you have to do. Never made a guy run. So I remember Nate Burson didn't have to run the conditioning test when he was there. Year 10, baby, he was in there. He was in there. And so it was cool to kind of have that talk. But when the coach is coaching you, you kind of he's going to coach you on the field. But like sometimes it's to be the players holding their teammates accountable.
My thing with the comments were this too, where he talks about questioning the culture of the Lions and where they are right now. They address the culture that chose Jeff Okuda with the 3rd pick. And look, I'm just telling you guys this: the early returns are, and they're not so early returns anymore. Not a good player. Like I'm just calling it. I'm calling it what I've seen. We can sit down and break tape if you want, Joique, but he's not a very good player. And with all that being said, the culture of the organization that would draft a player like this has been changed, has been corrected. You can just tell by the value of draft capital, because you know me, I'm always going to go back to that. That culture's been changed, Joique. So
it has been changed, but that's like I said, it's just just researching and knowing the guys you're talking about. It's a totally new regime. I mean, from the chairman of the team all the way down to the assistant coaches. I mean, everything's kind of been ripped up. We blew it up.
Yeah,
we blew it up.
Well, more than that, the philosophy has been blown up. The I'm going to save my job, so we're going to pick Jeff Okuda because I think that. And look, I get where they were coming from. Their ass was on the line, and so they want to draft a guy who they thought could have the most immediate impact on this team this year to help them win. And Jeff Okuda wasn't a good player. He wasn't the player they thought they were.
The idea that they had going into making these selections for people to come here and help run this organization, right, or to run it, and the thing that kept going over in my head was we want people with football minds, right? And so, when they bring in Spillman, a former Detroit Lions, and then they bring in the GM, they bring in Brad Holmes, and then they go out, they get Dan Campbell, and then they start grabbing these they start grabbing football minds and guys who played the game. We didn't have that before,
right?
So Bob Quinn, he had never played football. Yeah, he never played football. And so you ever heard the term, real recognize real? Like
game recognize game?
Yeah, game recognize game.
Like what you say they're real? What'd you say, real?
Yeah, so talent recognize talent. So when you have coaches, you have GMs, you have people that are looking at talent and scouting talent, it brings that new philosophy to the game, because you know what you're looking for, you know what you need at certain positions, and when you don't have that eye for it, you're not going to know. Like, it's certain things I know about running back that a guy who just he knows he's a scout, he knows running back, but he doesn't know the ins and outs. He'll be hot and cold when it comes to picking out certain players.
Oh, he'll be hot and cold, huh?
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about hot and cold lately.
Get it, Joy!
Have I told you about Northwestern Tech? Start a new career in the industry that is always essential, the cooling and heating industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac coming back from his golf outing.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports, Big D energy.
Big D! Big D!
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty here in the building. Friday night, Woodward Sports has the very best high school football matchups for you. Friday at 9 o'clock on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter outlets. We got a good one for you this week. Chippewa Valley at Macomb, Dakota.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be on and popping. Chippewa Valley thrashed Catholic Central in week 1 down at Wayne State on Valley's television.
Wayne State!
But they're walking into it. I know Macomb, Dakota's 1 and 2, man, but they're walking into it right there. Those two schools are about 4 miles apart, and I live over by there. Those two schools are about 4 miles apart. and they don't like each other.
Oscar-winning actress, Macomb, Dakota.
Yeah, it does actually. But we will have it for you 9 o'clock. All of our social channels, YouTube. Chad Bush will be on the call, so make sure you check that out. You don't want to miss that. That'll be destination viewing for me. I definitely want to check that out. So we've been talking about this whole Jeff Okuda, Steve Smith, Detroit Lions situation. Lions getting ready to square off with the Green Bay Packers. Monday Night Football. Green Bay up against it, which I know is crazy to say, but they're 0-1. If they lose, they're 0-2, and they got to go out to San Francisco the following week. The energy level in that locker room's hitting different, I bet.
Well, I think it's just I'm still in shock of what I saw from Green Bay out of the gate. Now, a lot of things, whether off-season, this, that, I don't believe self-sabotage. I just believe that Hawaii and maybe the lack of preparation, that the Packers just didn't look like the Packers.
No, they didn't.
Right? I mean, it was something which I was out of any game this weekend that blew my mind. Is just like, where did I think teams would be or what would happen? Like, I don't expect the Lions to go into Green Bay and win. But there's something saying that we're saying there's a chance, a little bit more of a chance, and especially at 10 points or 11 points, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like what we saw last week, it ain't going to be the same. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will bounce back and probably shut us all up. But, I mean, there's something definitely wrong in Green Bay. There's leaking oil real quick.
Yeah, so, you know what it is.
Are we jumping the gun on that, Joique?
No, we're not jumping the gun. I'm gonna tell
why not? You tell me why.
This is the upside. This is the upside right here. While we can go in there, we can put up a good fight. It's because we're going into this game coming off something positive, leaving the last game. While in that game, they're coming off something. They played bad the whole game, and they didn't finish hard at all. They actually pulled Aaron Rodgers out, put in Love. Let him, go get some reps real quick. Because, we don't have a chance to win this game. Go get some reps. We had an opportunity to come back and fight. And so the thing is, if we can go out there, we can hop out in front. From what we've seen so far, the Packers have no fight once they get down. And the thing is, and they don't have a running game. All right, they don't have a running game. They didn't pass well. They passed for 186 yards. I mean, they outpassed the Saints as far as yardage. But at the end of the day, they only rushed for 43 yards.
Can I please, on our socials, who drafted Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback? Like, who is just their fantasy team? Just like they're just so. I heard a story last night that I was laughing so hard that somebody had, like, Aaron Rodgers, had Tanyan, had Jones, had Devontae Adams on their team or whatever like that, and had like 10 points in the whole, like something misnomer. But to your point, Jordan, let me ask you this. How does it play in the locker room for the Lions preparing for this week against Green Bay, having played a top team in the 49ers and now coming off of, like you said, the positive or how it ended, even though I'm more in the Neal boat. I saw 38-10. But the fact is that now, is this week, are these guys jacked up? Like, they're because I think if it was me, I'd be thinking that we got a chance Monday.
You know what? I'm going to say jacked up. When you're playing this game in this league, all the way until game day, even through game day, you kind of want to stay here with it. You want to stay here through the week with it. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. You want to just kind of stay here, all right? We have a job to do. I'm coming in Monday after that loss. We're coming in Monday. We're watching film. And then we're going out there on the field and we're walking through every mistake we made in that particular game. We're not going to go over the good plays. We're going to go over all the bad plays we made throughout the game, right? We're going to go over the good plays that we did during the meeting earlier in the day, right? Go in there, do your post-practice, your post-rehab, and get your body back to where we need it for this upcoming week. And then come in on Wednesday with the team. This is what we're doing against Green Bay. Here's their depth chart. Here's their players. We're going through each player. This is their strength. This is their defensive strength. This is what we're gonna attack, and this is what we're doing on Wednesday. Coming in on Wednesday, and then we go from there. Build out the game plan from there. And I remember I walked in an office with the coach, and he was sitting there watching film. I said, "Coach, now when you guys watch film, what are you guys looking for?" He said, "I'm looking for any weakness." And so he's in this office about 17 to 18 hours a day. on the day that we don't have to come in, and he's just watching film, trying to find weaknesses in a team defense, a team offense, and they're trying to figure out how they can attack that. And so that's what I'm doing coming in on Monday, and then on Wednesday, that's what I'm doing today.
But Neal, my question to you: does Aaron Rodgers go to the press conference this week with his relaxed shirt on? Because having the Packers have been here in sort of this spot before.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, are we jumping the gun? I mean, but
does
it not feel different, though, than before? It was just sort of, it doesn't feel the same.
Because of what happened, right? Because of what happened in the offseason, because he was doing yoga under a waterfall in Hawaii all summer long, because he's got the long hair and the man bun, because he's doing the Jeopardy stuff. So people think that he's checked out. But if they lose, I'm telling you guys this. I have no concern for the Packers and for Aaron Rodgers. If anyone in the NFL is entitled to what happened on Sunday to him, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if anybody's got a get-out-of-jail-free card, it's Aaron Rodgers. That's a reigning MVP. Now, granted, that was statistically the worst performance in Week 1 by a reigning MVP that's ever happened.
Did anyone see the coverage of Pat McAfee talking to Aaron
McAfee?
Sorry, yeah, I always say his name wrong. My apologies. I don't mean to insult your friend.
Pat McAfee.
Did anyone else see the coverage though? The interview that they had, because he just seemed like it happens. So as NFC North, people, like, do we take that as like, oh, it's a one-off? He'll get better.
Because I do think it's a one-off, because that game was, I think it was 14-3 in the second quarter. Packers were driving. They were inside the 10. I can't remember if the pass got deflected or not. Saints got an interception, went back on the other side of the Packers territory. Saints punched it in, and boom, it's 21-3. And then the horses got out of the barn. I mean, it happens, man, and games happen in a vacuum. The NFL, like baseball, like hockey, like any sport, games are in a vacuum. Events happen in that game, and then it's over. I know that people talk about momentum and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't. I have a hard time buying momentum when you're playing another game 8 days later. I just do. And the Packers, they gotta have it. Now, if they lose, and D-Mac, you weren't here for this, so I'll reset it for everyone. I reset it for Joique yesterday. When Terry Foster was in here with me, he brought up the point, and I'm excited because I'm in, and you guys know where I am. I'm about draft and draft capital and rookie contracts and stuff like that.
Things can be true.
The second that I know,
it's not what we think.
The second that I know you can't make the playoffs, then you're better served by a higher draft pick. I mean, there's not a person in the world, not a math analyst in the world, that would say, no, Neal, you're wrong. But anyway, with all that being said, I'm free rolling on Monday. Like, I'm all in, because we have a chance to destroy the man that did so many bad things to my friend to the right here, that did so many bad things to me as a Lions ticket holder, that did so many bad things to everyone in this city. We have a chance to drive a stake into the heart of the Packers franchise and be dead and gone as far as competing for Super Bowl championship goes for at least the next 5 to 7 years. And I'm here for it, man. Because if they lose to the Lions, they are not going to San Francisco and winning.
My boy's lathered.
Guys,
They are not.
Lathered up.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am. Because we have the dagger. We have the dagger, D-Mac, and we can drive it into the heart.
You know what, man?
But here's the thing, right? We're almost like, and we're not the big monster in the fight, but we're the little guy with a knife, right? And no matter what, it feels like we can make a wound to the Packers to make it hurt.
Absolutely.
Like, this could be something that has centrifugal effect to the organization, right? Like, that's how big it could be. Now it's not something that it's the end of the world, because if they do lose, they're 0-2. I know they lost to the Lions. It helps us, but it's do we see them in disarray even if they do win? Is this the beginning of the end where Rodgers, like people are saying, people in the media are saying, oh, he's self-sabotaging? I don't believe that. He's a professional. I believe more too, you have to go to his history, the fact that this could be a one-off, one and done, they get back at it. But, Neal, to your point, this brings an excitement I didn't have for the Monday night game, that, you know what, it's not as much David as Goliath, but you know what, we're going to be in a fight. We may get smacked 3 or 4 times, but we're going to smack back 2 or 3. And I think, being a Lions fan, the fact we know the effort's going to be there, we saw it, we can build on that, and hopefully come out and not get ourselves into the deficit that we had before.
This is where I'm at with it. I don't see Aaron Rodgers consistently doing, 1 for 10 on third down.
Absolutely, Joique. I know in my heart how it's going to play out.
I don't see them having 3 turnovers and losing the turnover ratio 3-0 in the game, because when you lose that turnover ratio, I mean, the highest. I mean, you're not going to really win. You're not winning.
Period.
Statistically, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, not Green Bay, but Tampa Bay did it. I mean, they lost the turnover ratio by 3. They still won.
Right.
But everyone's not Tom Brady. So I'm not going to put him on the pedestal with Tom Brady, even though we can argue that. But I don't think we can argue that. But no, I mean, I don't. As the season goes on, you're going to see Aaron Rodgers kind of pick his team out of this hole that they've dug. Right? And they lost 1 game, okay. But this offseason for Aaron Rodgers has been very different from previous off seasons. He hasn't been with the team all year. He's been going through it with the front office, the coaching staff, and so coming back in, it's gonna be bumpy at first, but he'll pull it together because he's a true professional. Let's see what happens. Because no matter how much I might dislike Green Bay, I have a lot of respect for.
I do too.
I have a lot of respect for what Aaron Rodgers has done, and what he's gonna continue to do going forward in his career. And so the game that we saw this week, I don't see him doing that continuously throughout the rest of the season.
For all of you that have missed it, later on in the replay, we will cut in Neal Herbie Brooks Ruhl's Miracle on Ice speech. For all you Mike G said, we need a replay of him pumping us up. So we'll have that cut for you guys later. But you know what? Mikey G, you and I on the same page, buddy, because Lions are like a bunch of little coast knives. But if Dan Campbell wants to hashtag how we coast, I can get him a gift certificate so he can go into Green Bay with a machete. And if you, too, love coast, Portland.com, around since 1919, do-it-yourselfers, first responders, lamps, knives, machetes, whatever it is, go use WSN, 20% off the website. Check out all this stuff. Coach, kneecaps, we can start cutting them off, but if you want it, Coach, you got to go to hashtag how we coast, or you guys can do it too. Anyway, we're Woodward Sports Network, and on Fridays, I will give it away. Hopefully, Coach Campbell or one of your cronies will come and get this. We'll go into Green Bay, and we'll slice them off at the kneecaps. Until then, go to CoachPortland.com, WSN 20% off. Big D energy on this Wednesday. D-Mac's back. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, we'll be back. Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America, Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
4 eggs and some cheese, please.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. He's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Happy to have you along for the ride here today. We got that energy going today, man.
We got that Big D energy going.
Dude, there's a pumping. This studio is hot.
Yeah.
The studio's hot right now.
It is. I had to unzip my jacket.
Just bringing back the great one, the GOAT energy back with me. Anyways,
Mike G said that D-Mac read just gave me another Big D. So... So there you go.
What? Whatever we can do for you, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Joique, I think it was Chuck here on the YouTube chat thread, said, what's up with the jacket, Joique? You running wind sprints after the show?
Hold on.
It was good.
My bad. I clicked myself out of the YouTube.
They just made an awesome joke, and that's what you come back with? Come on, pay attention.
You running some wind sprints?
Always working.
Huh?
Always work. You never know what JD's
I'm leaving here
He's
going to the
always
gym.
working. He just might be.
I'm going to the gym after this. So
After this?
Yeah, it's a two a day. He always worked 3 hours this morning.
Sorry, I was getting sick just thinking about
Hump
that.
day.
Oh, I'm back.
You wouldn't know anything about that art. It's called hard work.
I don't know anything about that. That's why I'm in radio.
You know hard, but not work.
That's why he chose radio. He had to put his face on
that's
it.
a fair point.
You know what, though? But honestly, you could put your face on camera because the camera won't catch your back.
What? I don't get it. What does that mean?
Huh?
I don't get it. What does that mean?
I like your love handles.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm glad that it's from like here up.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know?
that's what
it
I just
just
said.
collects. It shows my lack of facial hair. Yeah. So.
But you look young though. It makes you look younger.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What's your skincare routine?
Okay, so anyway, Joique,
Do you exfoliate?
no,
You exfoliate?
I use sodium whatever.
If you got eczema or skin stuff, the DMAC Darren McCarty CBD roll-on really helps that stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Where's that available?
Your menstrual cramps, that helps for that too.
Okay, thank you.
Where can somebody get those products?
DarrenMcCarty.com or anywhere that Darren McCarty brand sold. Greenhouse.
See, that was low key professionalism there.
That was good, Neal.
Mike G wants to know if you're wearing a members only jacket tomorrow. What do you think? You gonna rock them? Yeah, you
only
could?
if Art wears his fans only.
Okay, all right. Absolutely. No, but we've been talking NFL football, and the Week 2 NFL Power Rankings are out. And I did want to take a look at them real quick. I would suspect that they're going to be what we thought they were. And, yeah, the Rams were going to shoot up the charts. And we have more on the Rams and Matt Stafford coming up a little bit later on in the show.
Neal?
What's that?
What were they Week 1, the Rams?
They were somewhere around. Buffalo might have been 3, and the Rams might have been 4, 5, or 6, or whatever. But, they're about where we thought they were. I thought the 49ers would be a little bit higher in that rank. But, I mean, they make these lists for us, so we could take a couple minutes talking about it. We'll get into the Rams discussion in a little bit. But what about the old Pittsburgh Steelers, huh, Joique? Going into Buffalo and winning.
Right. They had the opportunity. Buffalo had the opportunity to go in there and kind of say, this is our year, and they boo-booed the bed.
Yeah, they did, man.
They had that game too, watching the first half and stuff like that.
Up 10-0
It was up 10-0. No,
Yeah.
I mean up 10-0.
And drive, and I watched. That was one of the games that I had my eye on, and you know what? It just what it came down to is got me saying is that what you want to say about Pittsburgh, but culture is such the thing, because that was a Pittsburgh cultured game. Big Ben, whatever you want to say, Najee Harris, they got it done. When they needed to, and then when you block a punt at the end, it's making those integral plays. It's like getting an onside kick and then being able to score. But that's a huge plays. But that's what top 10 winning playoff teams do. Right, that's just something, and I look to our team with that attitude. I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan because of the consistency through all the different turmoil that's gone through there on and off the field. I just have the utmost respect for them, and they came out and did what they needed to do. It was a statement game.
Consistent.
The hallmark of greatness, man.
He's consistent. 14 playoff appearances.
When you go back through the numbers with the Steelers, they're stupid.
No, they were ridiculous.
But he's consistent,
though.
What it showed with the Steelers, and we said this right before when they gave unprecedented T.J. Watt the contract because the guaranteed money that they don't usually do. It tells me that even with the old school Rooney culture, stuff like that, they're coming with the times a little bit, right? You know what I mean? They're evolving a little bit with the times to have to go in the proper way, and I think that they were one of the surprise teams for me this weekend that I thought is better than I thought they were going to be.
Steve Brown says he's shocked that the Lions are 25. Art, can you throw that up there one more time?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I
want to peep that one more time and see.
25. Jacksonville was last, and they had New York and Jets and Giants underneath.
I got a problem with Arizona's not higher than Baltimore.
Yeah, you know what I do like though? New Orleans Saints at 7. My man, Jameis.
I'd almost put them at 5, bro, because
I wouldn't go that far.
We talked about Aaron Rodgers, but
the Saints
come on,
over the Bills.
That's a different Jameis Winston we saw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a Jameis Winston that it's an NFL quarterback that his defense created turnovers. I mean, he was in a position to succeed all the time. It's rare you throw 5 touchdowns and throw for 147 yards, i.e., rare enough to the fact that had never happened before. But who wins the turnover battle wins 76% of the game.
But
it was
5
easy.
touchdown passes, right?
Right.
So that means that he made 5 really good decisions with the football in the red zone.
Yeah.
That didn't usually come out of my mouth with Jameis Winston. So what I'm saying is that is why I was more impressed, because, yes, Neal, facts are facts. Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what we know. What do we know? That defense was awesome. But when you put him, he's a better quarterback than I think. And I think that the coaching and that system, because of the execution, right? There's one thing to get to be able to do that, but he executed.
I'm going to tell you, a balanced offense. 151 yards, passing as a team, and then another 171 yards rushing. Balanced offense. It's balanced.
Says the running back, yeah.
It was
because you
balanced.
want that pill 30 times.
No.
How many you want that pill, Joique? Perfect game for you.
Perfect game. Give me the ball. You know, is this running back by committee or is this?
No, it's you. You're the guy.
I want.
Give me 25.
Let's say where you think you're the most effective at being at any team.
20 carries a game.
What?
Give me 20 to 24 carries a game.
Okay.
You know, in that ballpark. 20, 24 carries a game.
What, 3 catches?
You know, and
4
honestly,
catches?
And when I say 20 to 20, that's including the
touches.
catches.
You want to touch it, so
wanna touch
maybe
it 24
18
times.
rushes, 4 out of the backfield.
Yeah, 4 or 5 out the, because running backs, we like to catch the ball in the open field. We don't want to run through the line every single time. You know, we want to get the ball out there, have one-on-one with a DB or have one-on-one with a linebacker, and you know, and
let me ask you this:
get loose a little bit.
Who was so when you're coming out of the backfield as a running back? Did you are there quarterbacks that you like throwing because they throw a nicer ball or put it in that position where your head's up the field more so?
You know, just put it in the vicinity. I'll go get it. Just put it
was Drew Brees was he's so accurate at that, or who was one that you knew when that play was called?
I like Stafford. Yeah, me and Stafford had a couple, he threw me a couple ones where I had to, do an acrobatic, and I kind of like those because it made me look better.
Yeah.
A couple one-handers.
Giving you some smoke,
a little toe drag swag against the Bengals in 2012.
Toe drag swag. We got that in hockey, too, toe drag swag.
Yeah, it's a little toe drag swag on the corner, on the sideline. Boom, caught it, going out of bounds. Was able to, keep my feet in. They called it back because I think we had a holding call or something.
Oh, man. Who was that? Do you guys are you bad? Do you break one out and then there's a holding call? Do you get into guy? Do you get later? Is there conversation or does the guy have to buy a beer or something?
No, we don't do that. One thing I do though for my O-line, and this is the camaraderie thing. So every Saturday, every Friday we come in for meetings. No, I'm lying. It's every Friday. Every Friday I will order breakfast sandwiches for my whole O-line from my spot downtown Detroit. And they don't deliver that far, but they would deliver it to us because I had a big order. Take it to their rooms, make sure they ate well, make sure they were comfortable. And I did that every single week, home or away game, every single week. And that was kind of like my thing. And so when we played, they played a little bit harder for me. Because,
absolutely, bro.
You take care of them. You take care of them.
I like it.
Yeah, take care of the people that take care of you, Joique.
Got to. Mind the business that pays you.
Yeah, but I think the Saints will be the most volatile team from week to week because next week when Jameis throws 4 picks, you'll see New Orleans slide back to crazy. 15 or 16.
And, we say that now.
But it's true.
No, it's true because that's what he did in Tampa Bay with a different coach. Now he's there with Sean Payton, and he had a whole year with Drew Brees to see how he prepares and how you need to watch film, and this is what you need to look for.
I want it to work so bad for Jameis. I do.
I think this is a great now. I don't want him to be the turnover machine he once was because
the turnover factory.
Because he's not going to get the credit he deserves as far as his talent with his throwing arm. You have a guy that throw over 5,000 yards, he's doing something right.
Period. In the story.
And he just needs to be able to hone in and make good decisions instead of making these rash decisions or trying to make a plan outside of your norm.
But that's the Jameis experience I love, though. That's what I'm here for, Joique. I love it. I love the fact that he's going to have a game this year where he throws for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He's going to. He's got to. Or else that's not his brand. And Sean Payton's holding him back. He's stopping him from making Jameis.
So whatever he throws for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no picks. Then
I mean, I'll take that too because, again, I want it to work for Jameis. Yeah, I'm a big Jameis guy.
That's the place he can go to. He can really have some great success because that's a great coach they have there. They have a great coach there. They have a great coaching staff. Sean Payton's going to be there for a while. Great coach. Another respect for Sean Payton and how he runs our organization. Now, I'm going to keep saying it. His biggest attribute that he was what he didn't have when he was in Tampa Bay was a Drew Brees. Show him how to prepare. The practice, and I'm not talking about just watching film. I'm talking about out there on the field. This is what I'm looking for, and this is how I'm going through my reads. This is how I'm going through my progressions. So if I ever get in trouble, I can always trust that my guys are going to be where they're supposed to be. You have a guy who runs, a 14-yard route. He might run it 15 yards. You have a guy who might run it 13 yards. It's supposed to be 14, but it's different. It's different. So I'm excited for him. I want to see what he does.
Yeah,
I want to be successful.
I was a big buyer in the Jameis Winston fantasy experience. I'm just saying,
I just
like
want
that
him to get the credit
13th
he
round
deserved.
pick, it was all Jameis all day for me. And it's going to work, damn it. Worked in week 1. It's going to continue to work. I'm such a big Jameis guy.
Dude, I'm a fan too. And I actually, living down between 2012 and 18 in Tampa, I went to a bunch of games to see him. You can see the talent level there. I think it's one of these things is Joique said it, as far as being around Drew Brees, being around Sean Payton, and buying in. Because that's it. And then and it seems like the continuity of the team, and you watch the sidelines, you watch the interactions. You know what I'm saying? It's like the heir apparent has been chosen, and everything's sort of working as smoothly as it can.
General read.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is this, though. I want to see down the line, week 4, week 5, they're down by 10 going into the fourth quarter. How does he respond? Does he lead his team, put the team on his back? Can he throw? Can he make these smart decisions in crucial parts of the game? That's what we need to see going forward. And then once he can prove himself where he can make good decisions, bring his team back, and win a game that they were down and out, then that's when we can say he's arrived as far as, you know, becoming that quarterback that can make those good decisions.
If you want to make a good decision, because it's getting to be lunchtime right now, go to PapaRomano'sPizza.com. Papa Romano's Pizza has made them a Detroit favorite for over 50 years. You know how it works. The house-made dough, the hand-cut veggies, fresh cheese. That makes all the difference. You guys know that. The same quality goes into all the pizzas, all the salads, all the subs, all the pitas. Order now at PapaRomanos.com. Make the right decision. Get lunch right now, PapaRomanosPizza.com.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. He's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Obviously happy to have these guys back in here. Mike says, Neal's speech was hype, like Denzel in Remember the Titans. It wasn't meant to be all that. That's just how I felt.
Just how you felt.
That's just how I felt.
Man,
I just laughed.
right here.
I laughed. Josh Rouse, I know, buddy, but we got a few more days. But you're probably right. Rodgers is going to go off on our defense. You're probably right, bro. But let's just enjoy it because they're saying there's a chance. Samsonite.
Chance.
Yeah, so we knew there was a good chance of this happening. Some news broke from the NFL. Matthew Stafford was NFC Offensive Player of the Week for his first game against the LA Rams. 77% completion percentage, 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, career high, 156.1 rating. Matt Stafford won this award once in his 12 seasons with the Detroit Lions, Joique.
Look at this. Look at this. Now, is what my guy said too far-fetched right now? With Stafford, getting MVP, going to the Super Bowl?
I got him as my pick.
Yeah, before week 1 it was a little strange, but after watching this game, I don't know.
No. Did you see Patrick Mahomes, man?
What do you got?
Who had the highest quarterback rating?
Let's
be real. Who had the highest quarterback rating?
Rams,
This week 1, who had the highest quarterback rating?
That's cute and everything.
Okay.
But did you see Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, I saw
Did you see him do it when the game was on the line and they weren't playing the broke-ass Chicago Bears? Nice division we got going.
Does anybody else get bent out of shape when the defensive back doesn't touch a guy who's on the ground and he gets up and scores? I mean, is that to me? I mean, lay on the guy. Watch with this replay. Watch this throw was so effortless. But the fact that does anybody else get pissed off? Touch the guy. I mean, I'm not a football guy, but I mean, I don't know. Unnecessary, Art. Little things, Art. Little things.
The big things.
That is so bad when you don't do that, man. It is so bad. But, with that being said, Jared Goff also made some news, and this is according to Detroit Lions PR. The Lions ranked second in the NFL with 7 plays of 20-plus yards and tied for second with 6 passes of 20-plus yards. Jared Goff set a single-game team record with 38 completions, more than Matt Stafford. Okay, more than Matt Stafford ever had. Goff's 38 completions also mark the most a player has had in a team debut in NFL history. He's 5th in the league in passing yards. As you're watching right now on YouTube, you don't see Matt Stafford anywhere on that list. I'm just saying.
Stafford hater?
I'm just saying. No, Jared Goff already
he's a
breaking.
Stafford potster.
No,
I'm just,
I'm just saying. Jared Goff.
I want you to understand this, that,
Jared Goff is
go
breaking Stafford's records already, and he's been here for 48 minutes, 60 minutes.
I understand that. Let's get this clear real quick.
We changed the
Stafford
graphic.
Stafford goes to, we talk about the Bears. Oh, look who he played. He played against the Bears. Oh, good division we're in. Good division. I mean, last year, the last time I checked, the Bears was ranked number 2 defense in the league. Last time I checked.
You didn't look lately, did you? Larry, I'll go pull that up for you right now.
I mean, we're going off last year, right? That's all we got to go off for.
No, we have a game. We have an actual game, an actual week of games that happened, Joique.
That just happened though, and Stafford is the reason. Stafford is the reason they're not number 2 anymore.
Well, hey man, maybe they're not as good. But you know what, though?
I'm just saying.
He's not in the top 5 in passing yardage. Old Jared Goff is, though. I'm just saying. I'm just going off of facts.
Hey, are we going off of numbers? Because last time I checked, we wasn't going off of numbers when we traded Stafford because he wasn't winning games. So you want to have good numbers, but we don't want to win games. That's what we're looking for.
No, I'm just telling you what is, Joique.
What is Stafford just won, had the highest quarterback rating. It doesn't matter. You know who else didn't have a lot of passing yards? Jameis Winston didn't have that either, but did they get the win? Yes, they got the win. I'm not talking
How's
down.
5 touchdowns add up in fantasy, Neal?
Look, all I'm telling you guys is this:
he threw for 30 completions.
Some of Stafford's records were broken this weekend by Jared Goff.
Oh, can you please break
he's only
the
played one
playoff
game.
record? That's the one I care
Well, yeah,
about.
all he's got to do is win one.
Well, there you
That's
go.
all he's got to do.
Game. He already got 1 record in the books. Yeah.
All he's got to do is win one.
10 wins, baby. He's going to do it this year.
All right.
This year, 10.
All right, so D-Mac, we were talking about this, D-Mac, while you were gone. What's the time frame of once the Lions, if they lose that 8th game, there's no way they can go 10-7 because
does Art get the tattoo
Yeah.
before
So what's the time?
the season's over? Absolutely.
No,
when they are out, it's like when they are out of.
He is so concerned.
When the record is they got 4 wins and they're 4-11. They can't get to their 10 wins. Yeah, it'll go down. So that way we have it during the season. Yeah. It's like Neal said.
A week, right?
Neal said when you're done. We'll get it. Trust me, I'll take the time frame, but it'll be done by the end of that week. But Neal said, hey, if you're out of the playoffs, we need that draft pick. So we're getting that draft pick. We're going to enjoy him having that tattoo
just to make
whenever that week is. Just the same thing as when they win that 10th game. I'll do it right then, whatever that week is.
And just to make it abundantly clear, Joique Bell, I never once said, I'm out of it. I said I'm getting the tattoo. I'm a man of my word. I decide placement.
I just asked.
And we collab on a design.
It's going to be somewhere on the elbow or
we'll see.
It's got to be somewhere.
We'll see.
It's got to be somewhere.
No.
We'll see.
No. The deal was you get the person gets to choose where it goes.
You'll see.
No, that was never the deal. What are you talking about?
Whoever won gets to choose where it goes.
No, we didn't.
We didn't do that. Joique, stay out of it. You're stirring the pot.
Nice size.
Look at that look. Look at him. He knows what he's doing. He's stirring the pot.
He's getting ready to go run some wind sprints and thinking where that tattoo should go.
Yeah.
You know what? If Art's nicer and maybe that he starts choosing and we have this conversation as the weeks lead up to it, and he says, I'm thinking about here and I want to know the why, right? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me right or wrong.
No,
I'll figure it out. I want to know why he wants it there. And if he tells me so no one sees it, I'll go, well, you can't have it there.
No,
then.
and I said.
And maybe if it's a seeable thing, I will allow it to be smaller. But it's got to be. But it's got to be something that it's got to be the little limo and the record.
You know what it should be though? Honestly.
Yes.
Since he talks so much, he should get on his neck.
No,
you can't. I can't do this. I cannot listen because I promised my mom there's only one rule: nothing from here up. I can't do that to somebody else.
That's you though, D-Mac.
Listen, look at this face. I have a hard enough time finding a job as it is. If I get let go from here, then I'm going to have Lions.
Trust me, you got a face for radio. That's
it won't
why
be the tattoo. It'll be those earrings.
Well, it will. Thank you. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. I didn't know Papa Joique was in the building today.
What's your dad's name again? Anyway,
I'm the fourth, ding dong.
Art loses 8-1. Somebody said, "What if they go 8-1?"
No, I already.
No, 10-7.
I feel though. Can I say this though? I feel as though, and I don't know if we talked about this.
No, you
Do
didn't.
I get to decide the artist that does it, or do you decide?
Yeah, I think you can decide the
Okay,
artist.
because I want my artist to do the tattoo on me.
Listen, I will take into consideration, but maybe that fine 10-7 limo you want on you, that there's somebody. If I can help you out with, somebody that I know,
we'll collab.
We'll collab.
Okay,
we'll collab. Don't worry.
Why am I sweating so much today?
Because it's just inevitable.
I know, God.
I'm taking a lot of heat on the YouTube chat, though. You guys understand that was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, right, about the Jared Goff thing? Like, you guys got that, right?
No, I 100% took you at your word value.
Did you?
Are you kidding?
Okay.
No,
I just want to make sure.
Absolutely.
I just want to make that sure. Detroit Batter 313 says Art should get a tramp stamp in Comic Sans.
Listen, and let me say too. No,
yeah, and it's an aerial.
No, and let me just say this too, if I may. Someone had commented and said that why am I not wearing a Made in Flint shirt? I'm not from Flint. We've already been over it. I'm wearing a Made in Detroit shirt. Which shout out to Made in Detroit.
Yeah, but you're not from Detroit.
I'm not. Yes, I am. I was born in Detroit. Yeah. I'm living in Holly. I never am from Flint Town.
And you got a Little Mermaid tramp stamp. That's awesome.
God, I'm gonna lose my
mind. Used to get Flint's very own as a tramp stamp on your back.
No, well, Joique, you want to see me fail. You just do. And
no. I don't, honestly, I'm just serious.
I'm just serious. Thank you, D-Mac. That was not that funny.
It's pretty good.
Dave Schultz says, "Can we be done with Stafford? He plays out west. He's not with the Lions anymore. I know it provides content, but I'm tired of it, and the elevation of the media is giving him." Well, Dave, I don't know if you know this or not, but he walks on water now.
Yeah.
When he goes out in the Pacific Ocean, he just walks on top of the water out and then walks on top of the water back. He has become. I mean, this whole thing, man. The Sunday Night Football crew.
Keep doing your thing, Stafford. Keep doing your thing.
I'm
happy for you, bro. Yeah. I don't want y'all to keep winning for the next 2 years, but hey, I want you to have a great season. I want you to do your thing, bro.
Joique. You can't be a little pregnant, man. Like one goes with the other.
Is that true or is that not true?
Yeah, both can be true.
Ask Art. He's the pregnancy inside.
No. About that. Okay, let me ask you this. Because I could be wrong here, so you can fact check me. But when Jameis Winston was the passing leader, did they go to playoffs that year?
Not 30-30?
No, not the year he threw 30 picks. No.
But is that the same year he threw for over 5,000?
They probably did not go. I don't think they went to the playoffs when he was with Tampa.
But he had a great season.
So 30 picks is a great season then?
Over 5,000 yard passing leader. More passing yards than any other.
No, you just told me that it doesn't matter if you're the leader. That Jared Goff was on that page in Stafford. I'm going by what you said.
I understand what I said. I was proving a point that he can play well and they can still lose.
Okay, I just want to know. I just want to know what the rules are.
That's what I'm saying.
So the yards matter when it benefits you, but they don't matter when it benefits me.
No, I was proving your point. Your point was you can't be a little pregnant. So basically, Stafford can't play well and them not win. So I'm saying no, he can play well and they can still lose. I was proving that point there. Where you have the passing leader, right? You have the passing leader, most passing yards out of any quarterback in the NFL. But they don't go to playoffs.
No, and I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
And I do appreciate everything that and I put this disclaimer out there all the time. Appreciate everything he did in the community where I live. He doesn't live here anymore. Where I live, he did good things in the community. No doubt. Hats off to you. By all accounts, good person, good family. Just want only good things for you personally. Just don't want your team to win, man, because it benefits my team.
Exactly.
And I'm with Dave. And you know what? Like, I'm pretty quickly getting to where Dave is too, to where I don't want to see him play well at all, because I'm tired of hearing this. They act like he didn't have a hand in this. They act like he came out here and played, and he was impeccable, and this organization just dragged him down into the pits of hell despite his best efforts. I'm starting to get tired of hearing that, man. I'm starting to get tired of him. He had a historically great NFL defense and didn't win a playoff game. Historically great. We've had this conversation before. I'm getting tired of this narrative, though, Joique. I'm getting tired of it, man.
Hey, if you would have had, say,
you were there.
I was there.
It was.
I was there, and I would say the play calling that we were doing at that specific time did not fit the talent level we had.
Then step up. Then step up and do what Aaron Rodgers or do what Peyton Manning and demand better. You're the dude. You got the juice. You got the money. You got the yardage.
You're not the front office.
Be the dude.
You're not the front office. You're not the front office. Now, there's a couple guys who have that, and these are guys who won, right? The Peyton Manning. Aaron Rodgers won. And you got to understand, he started doing that after he won the Super Bowl, right? Peyton Manning started doing that after he won the Super Bowl. He had that respect.
There's levels to it, though.
It is. There's certain levels to it. And
yeah.
So when you have a quarterback like that, I don't want to compare those quarterbacks at that specific time. All right.
That's the fact. We'll pick it up when we come back.
We'll pick it up when we come back. This Friday from 11 to 1, join me, Neal Ruhl, and Darren McCarty at Levels in Centerline. Big D Energy will be broadcasting live and saving you money on your gas. When I say gas, I'm not talking about your driving gas. I'm talking about that puff pass gas.
Tell me more.
Come out and meet the guys and save 10% of flour, 10% off on your flour, your edibles, and more when you mention Woodward Sports. Levels is located on Sherwood between 9 and 10 Mile in Centerline, Michigan. Pull up. We'll be there. Come experience what everyone is talking about at Levels. I see you this Friday with Woodward Sports. Big D Energy.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. My name's Neal Ruhl, Fish in the Bowl. Flint's own Arturo is in the production booth as well. And Joique, I did want to pick this back up because my sentiments that I was talking to you about, okay, if you want to talk about the front office or you want to talk about ownership, fine. But at some point, if you're that dude, then be that dude, man. And that's what I say. That's my problem with the Stafford era. Was at one point, when do you rise up? When do you when do you do the Isaiah Thomas? When do you do the Steve Yzerman? When do you do that where you put a franchise, you put a city on your back and say, I got this, and we ain't losing today. No matter what, we ain't losing today, and I don't give a damn who's in the way.
He had 9 comeback wins or 8 fourth quarter drives.
When it's on, when your season's on the line, when the playoffs are on the line, when all the chips are on the table, when you have a historically great NFL defense, a top 5 NFL defense, when you have the football in the fourth quarter with a chance to win.
Let's be honest. We had the opportunity to go down there and score and win in what, 05, January of 05 in Dallas. Ripped from us.
No question.
Ripped. We couldn't talk about it then.
Both things can be true.
We can't talk about it then.
That did happen. But he had the football in his hands, 1 score away from victory in the fourth quarter. And I always hear about these comeback fourth quarter victories. And when I'm watching the Raiders game and they have Carr up on the screen, he's the second most fourth quarter comebacks behind Matt Stafford. Name one of them. Like, at some point, I'm starting to think that these Stafford magical fourth quarter comebacks are made up. Name one of them, because I don't remember any of them.
You don't remember what?
I don't remember any significant Matt Stafford comeback victory that resulted in something. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing about this Cleveland game from 15 years ago, man.
Miami.
I'm tired of it.
Miami.
Is that the one that won the division? Is that the one where they won the playoff game on the road? No.
Every game is significant in this league.
I get it.
I don't know if you know this, but every game is significant in this league.
100%. But some are more significant than others.
The more you win, every game is going to be more significant as you go forward.
Sure,
so,
but some are more significant than others. At some point, though, when do you rise up? If you're the dude, the Aaron Rodgers, even T.O.
He's rising up now. He's rising up right now. We're not talking about we're talking about right now. He's rising up now.
But I was here. Let's go back to this. I was here. He's gone now. I'm still here. I'm still here.
You was here. I played here. I'm still here too.
I paid money to see you play.
I appreciate that. We appreciate your contribution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Did you buy my jersey though?
No, I didn't. I didn't go that far.
Take it back. Take it back.
I didn't go that far, Joy. I got Calvin's jersey though.
You probably had a Stafford jersey too. You probably had a Stafford jersey too.
No, I never. Got a Calvin jersey though. It's signed too. But anyway, that's my point about it, though. I'm getting real tired real quick of this Stafford all of a sudden walks on water now that he's out of Detroit because he had the ball in his hand and didn't get the job done. What does this
man have to do? First,
go win a playoff. Start by winning a division or a playoff game. Start there.
And then when he does that, why did he do that here? Why did he do that here?
No, because we'll have the answer.
Because the thing is this. The thing
D-Mac,
is, let's see what Stafford does when he leave here.
It is, bro. What D-Mac, when you're sitting there lately, whatever, moving on.
No, you look over here. You look this way. You look this way.
It doesn't matter what he's going to do. Everybody's always going to have an opinion, right or wrong. This is a never-ending sports discussion. It's not
never ending.
When Steve Eisenman walked out of that locker room after they lost to the New Jersey Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals, ... fill in the blank. What was the narrative? What was going through his mind in your best opinion, D-Mac? We know what the narrative was.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing, right? And I can only speak it from this perspective of us younger guys who got there during the lockout year in our second year and lost, and then standing at the cup watching Jersey and Drapes looks at me and goes, "Man, we can never let this happen again." And I know that wasn't the worst feeling. Our feeling was like,
"You're young. You're going to be back.
We're going to get it back." Yeah. I don't know what the older guys are thinking and stuff. The guys you feel the most part, the guys like Adino Cicerelli and stuff, that it would be the last shot. The scariest part is when you get back the next year, win 62 games, lose to Colorado in the conference finals, and go, oh my God, we may never get back. That's the scariest. So what is it? It's one of these things of what you have to do, and we regroup and we go back at the mountain. And even though we didn't climb it the first few times, we finally got there. And when we did, we got it right. So that's the whole point with any one of our professional teams or college teams or whatever. It's been so erratic and so downtrodden no matter what it is. Give us some hope, some building, some stability that in the future. So I would love to be talking about Jared Goff every week. And you know what? Good. We could say good for Stafford. Hope he loses. We get a better draft pick. But it doesn't matter because we're worried about what we're worried about. Obviously, because he didn't do what we wanted him and expected him to do for us here. It doesn't change that he's a great person and he's a great quarterback, going to be for the Rams. But that's, to me, he's the same category as watching somebody afar that you enjoyed either as a player in any sport from another team, but he has no relative to what we're doing other than what the Rams do in the draft because of the wins and losses. So,
and Chuck wants to know on our YouTube chat thread, he says, Joique, will you sign my Joique Bell jersey?
I got you.
You see? Joique will do it. Man. He is. He's
Man
like
of
that.
the people.
Charles McLean's with me. He says the Lions had a chance to win that Dallas game, Stafford, and the Lions couldn't get in field goal range or even get the ball past the 50-yard line.
Absolutely right. Absolutely true.
See, that's why. Again, that's why I give you credit, though, man.
Absolutely true.
You've always looked in the eye and answered the question every single. I do give you a lot of credit for real.
I appreciate.
For real.
That.
I'm being for real on that.
Holding on pedigree. It was holding on interference, pass interference.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Okay.
I was just
absolutely
saying if that's
changed
$1,000,000%.
or not. I didn't know if it made a change over like things are changing.
No. I mean, it was so since then, because I think face guarding was still a penalty then. So not only did he hold him, but he face guarded him as well.
Right.
When didn't look back for the ball, just put his hands up, and then they end up changing that rule later on after that year. And then the other penalty was Daz Brown running on the field with his helmet off, arguing with the ref. They let that. 3 penalties in one, and they waved the flag on all 3 of them and said there's no penalty.
Yeah.
Even Obama spoke on to say he had never seen nothing like that before. Obama, he said I had never seen anything like that before. He was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah,
he's with his smile, I haven't seen anything like that done before.
Doug Fungus says, so Neal, when Stafford gets a ring, you're going to still blame Stafford? Well, Stafford still did have the ball in his hand in the fourth quarter with a chance to go win the game. And that's what great
if he
players
has the
do.
ball in his hand and he helps them and is part of a winning team, then he will get all the props
then I'll say, hey, you did get it done.
You did both.
Yeah.
Both things
can be true.
Do we know or we think? No, we would know both things would be true, right? That would be a no, because what you're saying about what happened in the past, we know because it's on tape. And hopefully in the future, we know
because it would be on tape.
So that's a no, not think, right?
Yeah, and this is a Rams team. Yeah,
trying to get people in the difference between. See, I'm like, don't tell me what, tell me who. Neal's like, it's not what you think, it's what we know.
Right.
So as long as if you understand, no, this is a no, and this is a think, we're all good.
There you go.
You know what though? And hold up, from Bruce Holmes, all those missed draft picks by the front office, all of the new coaches. Like people, let's get serious. Now, are we talking about the old regime? Because right now, the new regime just got here. We made those changes.
But here's the thing, right? This is the pilgrimage out west, and if we've said 2-year program, you just left the neighborhood. Yeah. You got one train down. You're not even to Art's house in Flint yet, and you're trying to make it to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
That's 2 years. So. Yeah, people, but that's what we do.
And well, here's Joique, real quick. Here's the thing, all right? And Hazardous Nature says, can't win a playoff game if you have a horrible front office and owners. He did what he could. Stafford has been and still is a top 10 quarterback. We got to move forward and stop talking about Stafford. No, and I know it's just we hear it every single game that's on across the NFL. We hear it right now. We do. Like they're baking that Stafford bread. And like the horrible front office and the horrible owners thing, I'll always go back to that 14th season, Joique, because, again, that defense that was home-built, that was homegrown, right? That defensive line that was one of the very best in the league, homegrown.
The best in the league.
Stafford with Calvin, gold jacket receiver. I know he just got his gold jacket.
Yeah, Golden Tate.
Look at the backfield.
Had Reggie Bush.
You and Reggie Bush, still to this day, the only backfield to ever have two running backs go for 500 yards and 500 yards receiving and 500 yards rushing in the same backfield. To this day, that's still the only time that's ever happened in the NFL. Don't give me that. Don't give me that they had nothing. Don't give me that. You can't argue that. Argue that that's nothing.
Keep the camera on me. Say that again one more time.
And that backfield that featured Joique Bell and Reggie Bush, the only backfield in the history of the National Football League that featured two running backs to each have over 500 yards rushing and 500-yard receiving, resided here in Detroit. That was Matt Stafford's backfield.
And he never had a running game?
It must be
is that the narrative? He never had a running game?
Never had a running game.
Well, he never had Barry, but...
Must be some in the water here.
That's good water.
That never had a backfield.
That's good water here at Birmingham Roast.
Who the receiver just this summer got put in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that got fitted for a gold jacket that people say maybe arguably one of the best to ever do it. One of the greatest size and strength and speed combinations to ever be a wide receiver. That defensive line that featured all Lions draft picks that had $100 million man on it. Don't tell me it's nothing, guys. He had all that, and he had the ball in the fourth quarter with a chance to win a playoff game and didn't do it. And that's the way life works, guys. You only get a couple cracks at it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think is Sue a GOAT jacket to you? When it's all said and done.
Yes. The respect of the peers. Now, he might not because the way he was with the media and all those, but there were two Sues. People, and you can.
It was.
There was two Indomitian Sues, right? There was the camera Sue,
the two Sues,
and not the camera Sue.
And then the
camera, and that's going to hurt him, I think, in the long run.
But why would that hurt him though? Are we going off what you do on the field? Why can't we separate the two?
That's a great question.
Why can't we separate?
Why isn't Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Again, why isn't Pete Rose in the Hall? The guy's got the most hits ever. It's what he did on the field. What Sue did on the field, you can't question. He was a Hall of Fame player. Yeah.
I never played with a player where they had to. Practice is done. Helmets, take shoulder pads off, helmets off, walk through. That's how hard he went in practice.
The man disrupted a practice.
Yeah, helmets and shoulder pads off, put them on the side, walk through.
Before Sue hurt somebody out here.
Yeah. Seriously.
This is a grown man.
This is a grown man out here. Coach, shoulder pads, helmets to the sideline. Defense on this side, offense on the other side, walk through.
Gosh, you know what, boys? That sounds just like the heart of football season. And you know what, fellas? Football is back. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get the Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get the Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. You know what else is wicked awesome? Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty, Big D, Energy, Woodward Sports. Coming right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Back out of here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, D-Mac, Darren McCarty,
garbage,
Joique Bell.
There's no reason we should be in here sweating down our back. Turn the air on. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. How are we on here doing the show? I'm sweating down my back. Neal's sweating down his back. D-Mac is off his party, so he don't care right now.
Me too, bro. Yeah.
I'm good.
I don't care. I don't care. You know what? It's cool. I'll bring a fan in here tomorrow.
When did you ever think it was anything about you? Fish, you comfortable in there, bud? You all right?
Well, his camera doesn't work because, you know.
Yeah, my camera's not working, so I can wave to nothing, but
the greatest talent on the network can't be on the camera. Don't get it. Don't know why Fish isn't on the camera.
It's probably your fault because you're the director, so you need to figure it out.
It has actually nothing to do with me, but it's actually due to a charger that was left somewhere that wasn't supposed to be left somewhere. But
I wasn't going to bring
way to give out all the business, Art. Way to give out all the business.
Listen, that's why I had to unzip my jacket. You know,
because it was hot, or because you were stealing the charger?
What?
Because I just said the reason why Fish doesn't have it is because his charger for his computer's gone, and then you said that's why I had to unzip my jacket. So maybe you know where his computer charger's at, Joique Bell.
All right, shut up.
Okay.
Jake says on our YouTube chat thread, says Little AC Energy should be the name.
Little AC Energy.
No AC Energy. That's what it is.
No AC Energy.
Yeah. Bruce Holmes says,
How can you be mad?
One season, Neal, it was Caldwell's first year at the end of the day. The refs killed us, and they blew the team up afterwards. So, look, man, Stafford's had one team in 12
this side, defense down here, offense over there. Hey, we just suited up. We just went, Caldwell just called a no-sue. Joique's going to sue somebody.
I do want to touch on this one, though. Bruce Holmes said one season, Neal, was Caldwell's first year, and at the end of the day, the refs killed us, and they blew up the team afterwards. So, look, man, Stafford had one team in 12 years, and you're okay with that. No, because the good ones, the great ones, when they have an opportunity, they seize it. And through all that, I know the refs call, and look, I do. And if they get that call, they probably win that game going away. I do understand that. But he still had the ball with the chance. I'll never not think that. I'll never come around on that. He had the pill with a chance to win and didn't get the job done.
Man, you are a tough cookie. You are literally a tough cookie.
It's all we have, Joique. As a Lions fan, it's all that was crazy. The only shot we had.
You know, it's crazy because not only did he get us to the playoffs, right? He got us to the playoffs. I understand we didn't win the game, but don't take that away. We went. Now, don't take that away.
I said
I don't think people understand how hard it is just to win a game.
No, I do understand.
It's hard to win a game.
You've heard me talk about that. Like the place you guys got to go to emotionally. People cannot fathom the idea of what you guys have to do mentally.
You know what though, and I would say this. I have a soft spot in my heart for Stafford, and I'm gonna say, and the reason I say that is because on Mondays after the game, when I have to go back in, and I'm going in early to start doing my rehab, hopping in the cold tub, going to see the trainers, seeing the chiropractor. Stafford's there with 20 machines connected to him, all right, on the bench, not moving. And no, his body's to see the fight that he had and go in there and say, Stafford, like, bro, are you all right? Are you good? And every single week, I'm all right. with a smile. I'm all right every single. And so
he always answered the bell physically. Always.
And so just seeing how quarterbacks, they're not going to go through that much pain and go out there and be able to perform week in, week out, and still have that same type of arm talent. Now, give or take, it's a few of them that are tough. But just from my experience in playing with some of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game, like, he was by far the toughest quarterback I ever had the opportunity to play with. And that's why.
And I respect that, man.
Seeing the day work that he put in, as far as in the toughness that he put in, just, it catapulted him in my book.
Right.
I can say the exact same thing about Steve Eisner.
Sure.
Never complain, just to watch, to see the different, to a guy who played with bone on bone, in 02. But
a man that changed his entire style of game because it fit what that team needed.
As far as playing through personal pain without ever letting on that, it's always, you all right? So, yeah, I'm good. Ready to go. Let's go. You ready? Oh, yeah, I'm ready. One of those.
No, and all that's true, Joique. It is. All that is true. And I'm with you on that. And I respect it. I qualify that all the time when I'm doing this show.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're going to have your perspective because how you felt emotionally.
Sure.
Right? How you felt. And so I can't take that away from you.
I become a product of my environment.
Right.
Just as you are a product of your environment.
And so I can't tell you how to feel. I can only try to show you another perspective or show you my perspective. And, you take that with you. You do with it what you will. But that's kind of my take on it. I'm done with it. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Stevie Y is getting his props right now. Steve R says Stevie Y was a man. I bet Eisman played hurt a lot. Stevie Y failed at his first chance, but the team gave him more chances. And yeah, which is true. Absolutely, it's true. I think it's a little bit different with the NHL, just given the nature of how many teams make the playoffs. But whatever, that's a different discussion for a different day. But hey, this will make everyone feel better again. I don't know if you guys saw this. Max Scherzer got his 3,000th strikeout for the LA Dodgers just a couple of days ago. So, Max Scherzer getting it done for the Dodgers after he left and went to Washington and won a World Series and got a better contract offer. And I guess this is going to be a similar topic for the same thing. And again, I'm a bit bitter about that with the way that all went down. Because, D-Mac, you're a big Tigers guy. Even when you were a player, you were going over the Tigers game and everything like that. I will never, ever be convinced that the day Max Scherzer left was the day the music died for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's sort of, if that wasn't to look back where if I say March 26, 97 is Red Wing D-Day, that was sort of, one of the D-Days of starting the down spiral, not being able to sign him. But again, you got to go back and look at the why. And it just wasn't. It was making the decision not to spend the money that he was going to make and being at the time. And it was a decision. Now, do I believe in the same situation because do we have an opportunity moving down the road to having one of these young arms in Skubal, Mize, or Manning being, and you can't say 3,000 strikeouts, but to be on the trajectory of what Max Scherzer was here? Does Chris Ilitch learn in a position now to say we're going to spend money and not make the same mistake twice? Yeah, but it's one of those things when Max Scherzer went to the Nationals or he went, now he's in LA. Watching him pitch, I mean, it's just he is definitely one of the best in this last 15, 20 years era as far as a strikeout, just straight bulldog baller. And it's something that it's unfortunate. But I don't think he would have been the big difference if we kept him at the money. Then we might have been sitting in a different situation. So it's just unfortunate at the time that everything couldn't work out. But that's how you're trying to fill it all in.
Well, my problem was the Zimmerman thing.
Right.
Well, the money was there. Right. They gave it to Zimmerman. ... And if the money's there, you have the proven commodity.
But not.
Yeah, but I mean, D-Mac, are you talking about
Neal? I get it. Yeah. That if you're going to spend that, but they were trying. Zimmerman. For good dude, but absolutely that kills you. So if you get half of Zimmerman back for Scherzer at the price, we're not in the position we're in.
Right, and my thing was you offered him, and look, this is pure conjecture on my part. I'm in a position I can conject on these things. And for me, it was out there, right? What they offered Max Scherzer, was like 6 for $140 million or something like that. He ended up signing with the Nationals 7 years for $210 million. And
which is a lot of, that's a 1 year, and that's $70 million. So I'm not saying
more dollars,
right? And then Zimmerman's contract, which wasn't, it was like half of that, or what? You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't making that commitment at the time. So hopefully, in the same situation, if it comes up again because of the young guys, and whether it's a pitcher or it's a Torque or a Green or whoever is the asset, that at least they go through the due diligence and say, is this going to be another situation with Scherzer? Which is. I know that's extreme because he's a perennial friggin' Hall of Famer and stuff, but is there a trajectory-wise that we see?
Right, and there's certain things that went into play there, and a lot of people will say, well, they chose Verlander over Scherzer, and a lot of people here in this town were happy with that. For me, if I'm going to go buy a 70-inch LED television, I'm not going to skip the HDMI cord to hook up I'm not running a coaxial cable into that 70-inch television.
Wait. Brand new one, or like if somebody offered you like $500 a 70-incher without the port,
no,
that works.
I'm talking if I go buy one of those $15,000 QLED, top of the line television.
There's no such thing as a $15,000 TV anymore, is there?
Oh yeah, absolutely there is. Yeah. Ardo hook one up right now.
Next year that'll be down to $2,000.
Yeah, but whatever. The moral of the story is this: the Tigers were that television, right? And Max Scherzer was the HDMI cord to the cable box, and instead, they punted on it, and they chose Verlander.
Nice.
If they had to choose, but you didn't have to choose. That was my thing. You offered them 6 at 140. If you're going for it, then go for it. Get the gold-plated HDMI cord. Like, go all the way, man.
Yeah, that's when they didn't upgrade, man. They didn't wait for the PS5 and upgrade to that Call of Duty working a little quick. They just said, we'll decide to run it through the 4, and you're a little bit behind. You wonder why your Fortnite game sucks.
Yeah.
Because you're not up to speed. Your speed's not working fast enough.
You're taking knockback.
Is that what it's called?
That's what I hear my kids complain about. Yeah. So
nice.
I had to go upgrade the internet.
I learned a new term today.
Yeah.
Get some knockback on my Red Dead Redemption. So that's why I'm not doing very good today.
Yeah, speaking of knockback, and I want to shift gears a little bit because this, we just released this information probably right before the show, but with the Lions, Penei Sewell graded the highest out of all rookie O-linemen in all the NFL this past weekend. Now, a guy who graded the highest he's graded throughout the preseason, now in the first game, moving him to another position where he's more comfortable. What do we do with Dagger? Is he the professional player that he's willing to move over to right tackle because he's already come out and said that he's willing to do whatever it takes? If it's a position change, if it's a player, it's different.
Here's what we do. We play it out. The fact that Decker's not out for a game, he's on the IR. He's 8 games or whatever like that. Just play it out. Let Penei Sewell, let his tape figure itself out, and then it's an easy decision moving forward. And then Decker goes, okay, I'll be better. I thought Matt Nelson did a nice job on the right side, as a plug and play guy. So let's just see. Let's let the kid play, because if he's playing left side or what, who cares right now? Right now? Decker's out. You want him to get confidence, but Sewell to whatever else. He did left side, got some props from Nick Bosa. You know what I mean? Got graded out. So, I don't know. What do the experts say, Neal?
Yeah,
if I wanted the experts' opinion, what do I do?
We're going to talk about that in just a couple of seconds, because I do want to get Joique's thoughts on that, because I'm curious about the dynamic of the room and $60 million contracts and all that type of stuff.
The dynamic of this room or this one?
No, this room's a totally different animal. But still, at the same time, I do want to pick Joique's brain on that, because the contract makes a difference. It does. And people can say it shouldn't, and people can say it doesn't. But in the end of the day, it does. You know what else makes a difference? You get an advantage over your sports book. You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. BetQL's best bets computer model scans 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best recommendation for every game, and gives the reasoning, or as DMAC likes to say, the why you should place the bet. Plus, our platform has all the data and analytics you'd ever need for all of your own betting research. Head to the App Store or the Google Play Store now to download the BetQL app to get started. Enter the discount code WSN at checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. That's WSN at checkout, and that's you 25% off. Make sure to check all the special offers in the video description in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Don't miss out on your chance to beat the sportsbook this football season with BetQL.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Coming down the stretch here on Big D Energy. That guy sitting down is Joique Bell. He's DMAC, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you with us. Some reaction to the Max Scherzer discussion. Canuck Duke says, didn't they spread out Max's contract payments over 15 years? Yeah, I don't care. Get the deal done, because you're knocking at the door. You had arguably one of the best teams in the history of baseball that didn't win a World Series. So you were there, man. If only you could get a pitcher like Max Scherzer. I was frustrated.
Oh, wait, you had him.
Yeah, Guob says, thank you, Neal. Everyone seems to avoid holding the Ilitches accountable for the team's success. And that's where I was, because who puts out a press release about a contract somebody doesn't take? That was my first alarm. And, we had seen this before. And I don't want to put DMAC on the spot or anything like that, but we had seen that before, with the Sergei Fedorov situations and all that stuff that happened in the past. So, it's just my thoughts. I like to say I speak for the fan because I lived it. I've been a fan. I was here. It's just my thoughts. But we are talking about what Joique mentioned. Penei Sewell graded out tremendously and went up against Nick Bosa. Took a minute. Nick Bosa made a play. Took Sewell a minute to figure out where his footing was, I thought. But once he did, man, he settled in. What was great, Joique? Like, what made him so successful? Was it just a matter of fact of getting to that left side where we talk about your strong side, your strong foot, your strong arm? Was it just that simple?
Yeah, it's kind of what we talked about last week. When you go from playing one position to another position. Now, they both have tackle in it, but the way that you drop set, the way that your strength leg, your punch, all of that matters when you're playing the offensive line at any position. You look at Frank Reganoff when they moved him from guard and put him back at center, and how great he was. Now, arguably, and was already voted the best center in all of the NFL coming into this year. And so, all of that matters. Just because you play the offensive line doesn't mean you can play every position of the offensive line at a high caliber. So him being moved back gave him an opportunity to be in his comfort zone. He's comfortable there, and not only was he just through at the left tackle last minute, but he went over there and not only did his part, but held it down and did better than what a lot of people expected against one of the top defenders in all of the NFL. And so. And
for me, that was the antithesis, really, of the Okuda thing, where I've always thought, and look, that's not to say where guys come in, struggle, and then develop. That's not to say it doesn't happen that way, because certainly it does. But rookies tend to be good from the beginning. You're not crappy and then all of a sudden become good, especially after you get hurt or something like that happens. I'm just saying that's how things tend to trend. And DMAC, we've seen this in the NHL. Connor McDavid stepped on that ice. Sidney Crosby stepped on that ice. The dudes are different, and that's what Sewell's supposed to be, right? This was supposed to be a generational pick where you plug him at that tackle spot, and in 10 to 12 years he gets fitted for a gold jacket.
Well, and things have changed, right? Obviously with injuries and different things like that, but pedigree is pedigree, and that's the one thing right now. It might be a blessing in disguise because he gets to move back to the left side and he gets his confidence and finds his footing there, and we start that path that we thought it would be when he was drafted instead of a little bit of a detour to the right side. But who knows? Because when you're good enough, you see guys on the offensive line extend their careers. Guys play a lot of years moving from tackle to guard to whatever else. So one of the things that was most impressive too, that you always don't know, is wasn't Frank Ragnow, our center, who just got the big contract this summer, ranked the best center of the week just by his game too. So things you don't notice, but when you got that lockdown, then that means that, okay, after game one, to the building of the lines, at least we're looking at the offensive line, talking about them now, pretty good. When I look back, okay, I would give a check mark and say, okay, took a step forward. Now can we build on it for this week?
And you can say too, Joique, you look down in that rushing column, it's over 100 yards rushing, which this franchise has struggled to do for a very, very long time. So you would say the Frank Ragnow parlayed with Penei Sewell, that it paid dividends, right? I mean, they looked different running the football. Am I being crazy there or no?
No, I mean, we knew going into the season that our strength was going to be our run game. We knew that off the rip. And that's why when Penei Sewell was there at the 7th pick, which we thought the Bengals were going to take him, and then all of a sudden I kind of got word that they were going to be going with Chase, and so I said, you know what, we might have an opportunity to go and get Sewell at that number 7 pick, and he was there. And so when you want to build a winning franchise, like, yes, you do it with draft picks, but you have to start in the trenches, and that's what they did with Penei Sewell. They started in the trenches on the offensive side and also on the defensive side, and that's something that I've been preaching for the longest, because as long as you have that good defensive line, that good offensive line, it's going to automatically make your defensive backfield and your offensive backfield that much better. And so it was proven that game, the way that they were running the ball. That was the focal point of the game for us, and that's probably why we had our rushing yards were I mean, it was a balanced offense for us. So I enjoyed it. And then that's also a weapon for Goff going in the future, because now they have to respect the run. They have to respect it. And so with that being said, it's going to allow him to be able to throw the ball, have a little bit more, keep the defense honest, and give him an opportunity to get the ball around.
What about when Decker does come back, Joique? Because you've been a guy that has said from day one, and confirmed my suspicions, NFL football is a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
As much as it is. I mean, not quite as much as it is a talent game, but one has a lot to do with the other. How much impact is that $60 million contract? Because Decker's getting left tackle money. Make no mistake.
It's
What's
a huge
the impact?
Right? It's a huge impact. And then when you have a guy who's going to be sitting out for 6 to 8 weeks and then coming back, and you have a guy who is comfortable, who you just drafted in the first round, who's comfortable playing the left tackle, more comfortable than he is playing the right tackle. Let's see how he does. And then when Decker is coming back, depending on how the team wants to do it, if they want to, make that transition, make that move, I would bring Decker in for a one-on-one meeting. That's how you handle it. You bring him in for a one-on-one meeting. You guys have that conversation, and probably while he's going through his treatment, you have, through week 3 or week 4, you're going to know if you're going to want to transition away from Taylor Decker at that left tackle to the right tackle. And I think he'll be more equipped to be able to make that transition, because he's been in this league longer, and so he might be able to make that transition a little bit better.
Your impressions of the regime right now with Brad Holmes, with Dan Campbell, because I think under the previous regime that would be assigned. I get the feeling. I don't know. I'm not in there. I'm just speaking for the fans right here. Yeah. I get the feeling that would be assigned. With this regime, would that be more of a collaborative effort, in your opinion? You're not in that room.
Right. So I can't. So like you said, we can't speak on the last regime. Right. I mean, and I don't like to do hypotheticals, but I'm speaking on how it should go down to where you can still have the respect of your team, of how you do or how you conduct business. And I think this would be the best and most productive way to have you guys move forward with everyone on the same track, everyone with the same mind, the same goal, and move forward that way. But you have to bring them in. You have to have a meeting with them. You have to let them know, like, listen, the young guy's playing well. We think you'll be a better fit at right tackle right now. Let's see what happens down the line. But right now, we want to keep him there. and we feel you'll make the better transition from left tackle to right tackle, and we can still be a dominant front. And so moving forward, these are the moves we're going to make. And then, what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel? All right, and take all that into consideration, and then go from there, because you want to keep a healthy environment with your players. All right, yeah.
And catching up on the YouTube comments as well, Tammy Chin's going in about the hockey stuff, as we would expect. Tammy Chin says until the Illiches aren't in charge, Fedorov's number will not be in the rafters. And D-Mac, we've had that discussion in a past radio life. We'll have it again as hockey season gets closer, because you know where my allegiances lie. And be curious to get your takes again, and we can go through that one more time.
Well, I
as
think,
hockey gets closer.
I think when's the last time we tackled that conversation?
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago.
Yeah, maybe a little bit long, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I think that, it's time to have that conversation again with where things are at, who's in charge, everything going on. And, definitely a great conversation to have. We can have that conversation, and also the Chris Osgood Hockey Hall of Fame conversation.
There is no conversation with that.
Well, just you and I are on the same page, but I'm just saying.
You're 400 wins in the league.
Somebody's going to get smacked upside the head, and it's not just going to be this Brandon Kirk kid.
Yeah, you have 400 wins in the NHL as a goalie. You're in. With all those Stanley Cups, you're in.
Come on, man.
There's a lot of you're ins for me on that. And look, I understand he became the poster child a lot of times, because that's how it works at the goalie position, much like the quarterback position in football. When the team loses, it's because they gave up more goals than the other team, and the guy that stops those goals is usually the one that wears it. So we will certainly have those discussions. So, Tammy, make sure you stay tuned in for that. We'll take our last break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here. I do want to talk about this USC coaching thing. I have a little bit different spin on it. People are talking about maybe Eric Bieniemy might be the choice for that. Urban Meyer's getting the discussion. I love it. I'm here for it. We'll wrap it up. we'll talk about that. Josh Gordon's getting another chance too. So a lot to get to as we come down the stretch. It is Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network.
Opa! Introducing Papa Romano's new Greek pizza, a tasty blend of bold Greek flavors and Mediterranean toppings, including feta cheese and Greek dressing. Get a large Greek pizza for a limited time for $16.99. Order now at paparomanos.com.
And down the stretch we come. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy you are with us. And just a couple of things I wanted to touch on real quick before we make our way out of here. As you know, the USC football coaching vacancy is out there now, as they let go of their coach, Clay Helton, 2 games in to the season. Which, Joique, begs a question to me. If you let go of him 2 games into the season, then why didn't you do it before? It's got to be weird, right? I mean, this early? That's weird, isn't it to you? I mean, just as a player.
No, it happens. This is just every day. This is an everyday thing. It's funny because, like I said, like yesterday, they had workout for people they brought in on Monday. And so they're going to continue to do that throughout the year. No one job is safe. No one job is safe here. And speaking of no one job is safe, just today, you see the interview with Calvin?
No, what'd he say?
Calvin Johnson says the Lions need to pay him his $1.6 million to repair their relationship. So there's no more talking until they pay him his $1.6 million.
Pay the man his money.
You gotta pay that man
money.
And and it sucks because this new regime has to deal with everything that the old regime
they're
damaged.
Caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, and they caught in it. And now the people who are in charge, they have to make these decisions. You got to pay that man his bread. Come on now. That's Calvin Johnson, arguably one of the greatest to ever do it, and brought a lot of pride to the city. And we just got to figure it out.
Because it always goes back to me, and I've been consistent with this. And D-Mac, whether it's Wayne Gretzky, whether it's guys like Calvin Johnson or LeBron, as much money as they make, they are underpaid in direct relation to the revenue they generate. As much money as Wayne Gretzky made salary-wise playing hockey, He was underpaid, D-Mac, for what he did to the game of hockey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going back down to every nook, cranny, itty-bitty. To
TV revenue.
Well, yeah, if you're going to keep score.
Jersey sales.
Most guys that you know their name probably don't, right? No matter you're an athlete or celebrity or whatever else, just the way it is. So, sure, he's doing all right. Remember, he's always had Janet Jones, so can't really feel bad for the great ones. So.
No doubt. Plus, he probably took a couple bucks off you, right?
I wouldn't say that.
On the golf course,
I would not say that. I would not say that. Let's just say that he's a great one on and off the ice, but I was just good enough when I needed to be.
All right.
You know the rule, Neal. It says you birdie 17 and 18, you're not losing money usually.
Yeah, that
right?
is.
If you can
that
shoot
is
a
true.
bazillion, birdie 17 and 18, you'll walk out of there shooting 100, making money every day.
Every day. Yeah, you're right. The old Honolulu press.
Was
the Honolulu press in
and
play?
Why is it called? Because it's like the lines throw me, whatever. It's like I'm Honolulu blue and teal or whatever, throwing it at you.
And for those that don't know, the Honolulu press works. If you were getting your ass kicked all day long, and you're down $40, $50, $200, $500, whatever it is, whatever you're down, you declare a Honolulu press on 18, and you're going double or nothing on that hole.
One hole for the, and we've all been on both sides.
Ends. Yep.
My best Honolulu one was playing obviously with Joey Kosher in the Joey wins, but we would play 5-man scramble, and I had to go wolf alone against all 4 of them with a shot on 18 at Prestwick, and was able to make par.
For a birdie.
To be able, 4 for 3.
Deal 4 for a 3.
Thank you, Fish. Thank you. It was big. It was big.
Got in all their pockets. I'm a big Honolulu press guy myself. But yeah, Josh Gordon getting another chance too. I saw that.
Man, that man get a lot of chances.
Where now?
Hey, I'm telling you, when you're an elite player and you can do a lot of things, this is the thing I'm telling about. Like, you get more chances when you are an elite player. This guy has been suspended, 4 to 5 times.
Right.
First suspension was in 2013 by the NFL. Suspended again for the whole year, and for the whole year in 2014. And came back, got suspended again by the team for a team violation. 2015 NFL for, I believe for that whole season. 2018 again, where he said that he was stepping away from the game to deal with some mental health issues, and a couple hours after that got suspended again for the rest of the year. All right?
Yeah.
And then came back.
I think you covered them all, yeah.
No, and he has one more in 2019.
Yeah.
Had another one in 2019 where he thought that they was going to be able to sign him to the Seahawks. Came back and, I guess he didn't complete, or he wasn't eligible due to not completing all of the rules through the NFL to get past to get past that suspension. And so
you ever play against him?
No.
No, you never played against him? Guys, I wonder, because certainly he's a talented dude, right? Obviously, he keeps getting all these chances, but I wonder, like, is he all that? Just in terms of player opinion of him and all that kind of stuff. So,
my question to you guys, just before because we were talking about UFC, Clay Helton being fired and stuff. The only thing is with the names coming around, but the fact that Urban Meyer's name comes around and he's just hired as an NFL coach after one game, does that not, like, anybody else or just me?
No, I love it. I'm here for it.
I mean, just like, isn't that the whole call? Like, so is he just there for a cup of coffee to make a splash? Or
I like Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy. They're saying,
and the reason I like it because that's home for him. He's from Southern California, and he also went on to work and said that any team that he would think about coaching in college on the college level would be USC.
Right.
And I think it'll be a great fit too. I think he'll get a lot of athletes to be able to go there to kind of turn that program around.
And Bieniemy was a guy I was all in on him for the Lions.
Yeah, I was. It was him, and you never made it to that that 7th interview. We had one more interview with the coach from Tampa, who ended up going out and playing well in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl ring. So it's a lot of different things, a lot of different variables. But good luck to whoever they pick. But I think Eric Bieniemy would be a good pick for USC.
My question is, like, when does the athletic directors When do they wear this? I mean,
stick around. Coming up tomorrow, Big D Energy.
Oh my
the
God!
Top 5 worst and best athletic directors in the
how
country.
Come, we talk about Urban Meyer and we laugh about it and it is funny, but how about these athletic directors that make these hires? Like when does a finger get pointed at them? Especially at USC, Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian, and now not Clay Helton. I mean, at least he won. They've had this revolving door. Like, when does a USC athletic director come into question? The fans get all fired up about it, and they say, what the hell is going on, and who the hell are they going to hire, and all that stuff. How about we point the finger at the guy making the calls? When does he come into play?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Why? But why is that? In college sports, magically, the ADs always skirt.
Where's the money the top? So it's always on the coach, because the coach is making $7, $8, $9 million or whatever, and that director's only making 1 or 2. Right, so it's where does it hide? But I think more so with the scandals, more so on and off, and different things going on in colleges, that the accountability needs to be set. So, good way to end the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good show here today.
Gang.
Love running with you guys as always.
Well, that's it.
Good to be back, boys.
Remember, we'll be live at Levels on Friday.
Levels this upcoming Friday. Be there.
Be there, absolutely. For Joique Bell, for Darren McCarty, for Fish, and for Arturo. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching, everybody, and listening. Well, see you later.
Deuces.